attention, please. About to start the show. Better take your seats.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I know that was a pretty dramatic introduction for a sit-down video, but if you've seen my videos, then you know that I'm all about introductions. So I thought, why not extend the courtesy to a sit-down video as well? So here it is, guys. But if you're new to my channel, then hi, my name is Swati and I create travel videos here on Swanderlist. So if you like to see such videos, then please do consider subscribing. And also click that bell button over there. That's pretty important, you guys. So today's video is a Q&A video, a question and answer video. You question, I answer. So for this, I had asked you guys on Instagram to ask me a few questions so that you can get to know me a little better and I can also know who you are because of the names. So a lot of these questions are related and are similar. So I'm just going to answer all of them together. Ankita, Leela and Anand have asked me, where were you born? What's your mother tongue? Are you Malayali? So I was born in the beautiful coastal state of Kerala to Malayali parents. So yes, my mother tongue is Malayalam and I was born in Kerala. But soon after my birth, I was moved to Rajasthan because my dad's in the army. So because of that, I've been brought up all across India. So from Rajasthan, I went to northeast, southwest, everywhere. Every 2-3 years, we used to pack our bags, actually pack our entire house and move. So you can say that I'm a Banjara in all typical sense.
Joke apart, if not regional, my national identity is pretty rooted.
And also, interestingly, I studied in 11 schools, guys, while growing up. But the good thing is that because I've lived in so many different states and in army you definitely meet like a lot of people from different backgrounds. So whenever I meet a person, an Indian, I would know something or the other about their culture, about their food and festival, because either I have had friends who are from that place or I myself have stayed in that place. The next question is by Surender Selvaraj. He asked, do you know Tamil? I asked you twice but you never replied. Well, first of all, I'm sorry. I would have not seen that question, otherwise I would have definitely replied. So about Tamil, I can understand Tamil a little bit because I've stayed in Tamil Nadu and also I watch a lot of Tamil movies, and plus Malayalam and Tamil are sister languages, so I can understand a little bit, but I'm not really fluent. So you can say that enike Tamil konjam konjam theriyum. The next category of questions are about my education background and my profession. So Ria asks me, can I know your education background and what you're working as? Deepak asks, what's your full-time profession? So after my schooling, I did law. I did an integrated course of BA LLB from Army Institute of Law, Mohali. And I also did my master's in law from Symbiosis Law School, Pune. Both these colleges are really good colleges and I really enjoyed doing law. And while I was in law school, I also participated in a lot of moot courts and everything, which are basically like mock trials, and it was a lot of fun. I traveled quite a bit because of that, and yeah, that's what I studied. And after completing my education, I also worked as a lawyer for almost 2 years. I practiced corporate law. So yeah, that's what I did, and right now my full-time profession is content creation. So I create content on Instagram and on YouTube. Strangely, I'm not really using what I studied, but I think most YouTubers who are YouTubers now studied something else, but they have become what they have become. So that's how it is. The next question is by Anand Jadhav, and he asked me how I became a traveler and what inspired me and how my journey began. So honestly, traveling was always a part of my life. Because I've not stayed in one particular place, I've seen so many places. I've been traveling since I was a child and there was no other way for me. In fact, even now, you put me in one place to stay there for 3-4 years, I will get bored of it and I would want to go out and see and probably stay in a different place. So that's how my life has been. But to talk about these touristy travels or traveling for vacation or backpacking, so this is something not very defined, but even when I was very little, this is what I saw for myself when I grew up. I didn't know that I would do this, travel vlogging, but I always knew that, I would work, make money and travel. So that was my aspiration. I never wanted to buy a big house or a luxurious car. I wanted to travel. So even in my college, I used to travel with my friends, and in my post-grad, I started traveling even alone. But yeah, back then I didn't have so much money. But when I got my job and when I started making money, unfortunately, my job was extremely demanding and I didn't have the scope to travel at all. People travel on weekends. I didn't even have weekends. So in fact, that is one of the major reasons why I quit my legal job and I started creating content, because I wanted to travel. So I have also received some question about travel vlogging and how I started doing travel vlogging. So this happened back in 2018. So before that, I was creating content. I was creating mostly lifestyle content. So I have two YouTube channels, if you don't know already. So on one channel, I create lifestyle content, and on this channel, Swanderlist, I create travel content and only travel content. So I was creating travel content and I was creating other types of content as well. So in 2018, I moved to Assam with Amod, and I didn't have the scope to create any other kind of videos because I was in a restricted area. Shooting was prohibited there and I couldn't do anything. So I was like, okay, and Assam is so close to really beautiful places like Sikkim, Meghalaya, Arunachal and all of that. So I was like, okay, that's an opportunity, I can go travel. And I went for my first solo travel, like first full-fledged solo travel. And I really enjoyed the process of making videos, and even people really liked it. And yeah, that's how this journey began. And once you sign up for it, you do have to travel very regularly because you have to create content. So that's how it began. And Rachita has asked me like why I have two channels. So this is exactly why I have two channels, because my lifestyle channel was about everything and travel. And like there was one point where I was uploading only travel vlogs, and I thought it wasn't really fair for my audience who signed up for something else to just show them travel videos all the time. So I thought, and for me also to keep things neat and clean, I wanted a separate channel. And YouTube has become so niche specific now that I thought it was a smart idea to just start another channel, and I really like it this way, like one channel exclusively for travel. So Rachita has asked me one more question, and it is being in front of camera easy for you because you are confident? I tried, but I was bad, so I never post. Okay, so if you think that this came so naturally to me, then my friend, you are extremely wrong. I'll insert a clip here. Hi guys, this is Swati here, and today's video, it's a DIY video, DIY of a lip scrub. So that was me back when I started. So for anyone to talk to an inanimate object is very awkward. We as human beings are not designed for it. And yeah, even when you vlog in public places, it is going to be awkward, but eventually you get over it and you do develop a thick skin or a skill, whatever you want to call it. So if you want to start vlogging, then there is no other option, you have to do it. Probably what you can do is, if you are creating travel vlogs, you can create more videos with voiceovers and then eventually get on to making vlogs. Next up, Vivek has asked me a few questions. He asked, what was your first thought when you decided to become a travel YouTuber? Expect exploring new places and how your travel vlogs are different from others, as there are many travel YouTubers from India already. So except exploring new places, I really like to go back and see my videos. Like I feel a lot of travel vloggers, or in fact vloggers in general, say that they don't like to see their videos once it's uploaded. But for me, it's very different. Like how you see albums and pictures, like that I see my videos. And videos are even better because it shows everything. So I really like to do that. I really like the process of documenting it, even for my purpose. Like I go back and see my videos from 2016, like really cringy videos, but that's just memories for me. So I really like to create that. And how my travel vlogs are going to be different from others. So if you see right now, I don't think there are very many travel vloggers in India. And even if there are, everyone has a different style and has a very different objective. Like how I create videos are going to be very different from how other person creates videos. And my main objective when I create a video is that a person watching this video should be able to form their itinerary after watching this video, and also should get a realistic idea about how the place looks. My videos are not there for philosophical sense, or are not very dramatic. That's not how I create videos. No offense with such videos, I think they are great, but that's not how I create videos. But there are so many creators who like that style. If you see, there are other creators who give you like in-depth details about how much a thing costs, where to get your visa, where what procedure, how many papers, how many documents, everything. And that's not how I create my travel vlogs. So I think every creator has their own style of creation, and that's how it's going to be different. And if there are not many people, or not if nobody is creating videos on a particular subject, there's probably no audience for it. So it's a good thing that there are other travel vloggers in India. Vivek has also asked me another interesting question, and it is talking fluent English a weapon for travel YouTubers to grab attention for sponsorship from travel agencies easily? Just a general question. I've received other questions on sponsorship, so I'm going to answer it in general. So first of all, a weapon, I don't know, because there is no attack here. But anyway, So about brand deals and sponsorship in travel, I would say that I feel it's lesser as compared to other niche, because I've even pursued a lifestyle. I still do it, and most of my income comes from lifestyle, not from travel. In fact, it's been over a year. It's been almost a year that I'm doing travel, and I've started this channel. I think it's completed 10 or 11 months. But I've not even had one single collaboration on this channel. My channel is not even monetized because I have not completed that. I've not reached that 4,000 hours of watch time required by YouTube to start monetizing your videos. So it definitely takes time in any niche to generate income out of it. And English, I don't really think so, because if a company has a particular budget, say 5 lakhs for marketing in the month of April, they want outcome. If they have invested 5 lakhs in marketing, they probably want 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs of outcome out of it. So they are not going to see, like, what language the videos are in. That really doesn't matter. In fact, what I feel is that if you have an English speaking channel, it's kind of a disadvantage, because people prefer Hindi, or more say English. People prefer a lot of that. But I have audience from South, so I speak in English because they don't understand Hindi. I tried speaking in Hindi in one of my videos, but people just said that no, go back to English. The next category of questions are about finances. This is something that I get asked a lot about: how I travel so much, how do I finance my travels, who sponsors my trips, and everything. Well guys, first of all, I sponsor all my trips by myself. I do make a decent living out of the work that I do of content creation. I create content on Instagram and on YouTube, and it pays me pretty well. And like every person who withdraws a salary, I also have a proper system about how much money I'm going to save, how much money I'm going to invest back into my business, and what I'm going to do with my money. So yeah, one thing that I do is that I save up, and if I have some plan to travel to a place, then I do save up for it. I do some research about like how much money I would need. I do save up for it, and yeah, I travel. So Sneha has asked me a question: where would you like to travel, India or abroad? Tips for solo travel and how to be safe. Well, I like to travel within India and also outside of India. So like I told you, I've traveled quite a lot within India, so now I do a little bit of traveling outside of India as well. But as my personal goal, I want to travel to all 29 states in India before I turn 29. So I have now 2 more years to do that. So yeah, that's something that I want to do. And how to be safe while being on a solo travel? Well, quite honestly, like I've never felt that I'm unsafe when I'm on solo travel, whether within India or outside of India. As a traveler, solo or with somebody, you should take some precautions about where you're going. So, as a tourist, there are separate places which are meant for you, and there are places in every area which tourists are not supposed to go. So, avoid those areas, and you will be safe. You don't have to worry so much. Yeah, just go and enjoy. Another question by Morning, I can't see the name full, but it is: according to you, which is the best place to travel in India and which month of the year? So there's so many places. India is such a beautiful country, and my favorite place is Sikkim, North Sikkim. It's absolutely breathtaking, and it just blew my mind when I went there. Other than this, I really like my hometown, Alleppey. I think it is one place that will take you back in time like instantly. So these are my two top favorites. So next up, a lot of people have asked me about lockdown and what's my routine right now. So like all of you, I'm also at home, just locked up here. I have a lot of video content to edit, so that's something that I do. So other than this, I'm also getting myself coached on being a coach. So that's again something I do. And yeah, just spending time with Amod, just being here. By the way, if you don't know already, Amod is my husband, and yeah, we live together in Bangalore. Right now, I'm in Bangalore, but he's also in the army, so we keep moving around, guys. Banjara life, told you. So guys, my battery is dying, so I'm going to answer a few questions like a rapid fire. I hope you don't mind. Well, first of all, I don't want to be making any plans because I'm not sure for how long this thing is going to be extended and what's going to be the situation. So right now, as of now, I don't have any plans, and I don't think I'll be making any plans. Well, honestly, I'm really happy with my life right now. I've had a very nice childhood and a time growing up, but I'm a very curious person, so I'm looking forward to the future. And I don't know, I don't think I would want to go back in time. The most important thing when you travel is to not offend the local people of that place. So just have an idea, read up about their culture and their traditions, and also about law. If I'm traveling to a foreign country, I make it a point to know a little bit about their law because you don't want to be in violation. So yeah guys, that's all for this video. If I haven't answered your question, then I'm really sorry. This video is already pretty long. I don't want to be making this video super long. So yeah, I will answer it in the future. So you can ask me when I do a Q&A next time. So if you like this video, give this video a like and also consider subscribing. That really helps a channel to grow if you like and comment. So please do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care, stay home and stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.